Kids jokes. What do you get if you cross a grizzly bear in a harp? A barefaced liar. Chuck Norris jokes. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse actually live in Chuck Norris's nutsack. Animal jokes. A baby polar bear goes up to his dad and asks, "Dad, am I pure polar bear?" Dad replies, "Sure you are, son. I am all polar bear, my parents are all polar bear, your mom is all polar bear, and her parents are all polar bear." Still unsure, the baby polar bear goes to his mom and asks, "Mom, am I pure polar bear?" She answers, "Of course you are, honey. I am all polar bear, your father is all polar bear, my parents are all polar bear, and his parents are all polar bear." Still not convinced, the baby polar bear goes to his grandparents and asks, "Grandmom, Grandpop, am I all polar bear?" His grandmother answers, "Of course you are, sweetie. We're all polar bear, your mother is all polar bear, your father is all polar bear, and his parents are all polar bear. Why do you ask, sweetie?" The baby polar bear replies, "Because I am feeling cold and freezing." Retirement jokes. My husband retired, and for the first time in over 40 years I had to think about preparing midday meals. Tired of it after several months, I said, I married you for better or worse, but not for lunch. Fair enough. From now on, I trademark LL make my own, he replied. A few weeks later he had to go downtown on business and invited me to join him afterwards. We could have lunch at that Chinese place we both like, he suggested. I happily agreed. At the restaurant, the next day we were seated, and the waiter came to take our order. My husband looked up, a twinkle in his eyes, and said, €1 separate checks, please. €1. Black humor jokes. How do the fairy tales of the whites and the blacks differ? The stories of whites start, once upon a time. The stories of blacks start, yo, man, you won't believe what AFK has happened to me. Jokes about life. You know what I was thinking about right now? What it would be like to have 6 fingers. High fives would be different. Jokes about life. You ever accidentally go up to a real big fat person, and you accidentally ask them for a good place to eat? And they look at you and say they don't know. And you're looking at them, like, you do know. I bet if I follow you for an hour, we gonna be eaten. Dark people jokes. Did you hear about the 9-year-old African Nigolet? He was going through a midlife crisis. Little Johnny jokes. One morning Lil Johnny walks into the classroom with no shirt on. Teacher looks at him and asks where he has been. Johnny replies, Blueberries Hill. The next day, Johnny walks in with no pants on. Teacher looks at him and asks, where have you been? Johnny replies, Blueberries Hill. The next day Johnny comes in completely naked. The teacher gasps and asks Johnny again where he's been. Johnny replies, Blueberries Hill. Johnny looks over his shoulder and sighs, here she comes now. School jokes. An English professor complained to the pet shop proprietor, the parrot I purchased uses improper language. I trademark am surprised, said the owner. I trademark ve never taught that bird to swear. It isn't trademark t that, explained the professor. But yesterday I heard him split an infinitive.